Mic check. We live. We live. I'm early. Super early. Now that I'm super early, nobody ain't here. Hit the like button as we proceed. Let me get some ready. No Country, what's up, bro? Hey Z, what's up, man? Yeah. Blink, we here. New, what's up? All right, everybody relax. What's up, Reed? Yeah, everybody relax. Cinco, what's up? All right, look. Before I get started, all right. I'm saving the Rapture talk for last. Okay. I'm not speaking on the Rapture from any type of expertise. All right. I know the Bible guys can do more explaining. I'm gonna open a panel so we can talk about that later. All right. This is like y'all know me. I always try to steer away from the biblical perspective of things. You know what I'm saying? Not even necessarily the biblical perspective, but the 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 faith part of all this. I always try to do that on panels and stuff. It's a few conversations I try to steer away from because we all know the dead end roads that they all end up at, So yeah, everybody hit the like button. We over 30 minutes early today. All right. We over 30 minutes early today. And I know the algorithm probably spooked. But yeah, let's get into it, man. So apparently, I guess Buddy gonna get his late night TV show back. I guess Disney said they was gonna put him back on the air. And you know what? The last time we talked about that, I didn't know that it was the FCC. It was the FCC that had, did the dirty work, Dr. Doug said, yes, Jesus is coming. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Say Homeland Security just posted a Pokemon style ice video on X. Drop a link to that, man. Yo, it's so much stuff going on, man. Like, oh my goodness. Yo, every day is some madness going on. Every day is some madness going on, man. He said, yeah, the Pokemon video is crazy. Yeah, drop the link to that. I want to see that. Let me drop out some of these windows. I got tons of windows open. Close this out really quickly. So let's talk about Tom Holman real quick, man. Because Tom Holman, man, he is gang. Tom Holman is gang. Shout out to Tom Holman, man. Tom Holman is the gang. All right. He over the immigration. He over ICE. Shout out to Tom Holman, man. Apparently Tom Holman got caught in like an undercover sting, accepting like bribes. And I'm here to let everybody know, bro. It's the gang, bitch. Ain't nothing finna happen to the squad. All right. Ain't nothing finna happen to the squad. Hang it up. All right, yeah. My nigga Tom came through for the 50 bands. That's just what it was. The case disappeared. We threw that shit in the trash, man. Never happened. Don't know what the fuck you talking about on some gang shit. 50 bands. All right. Now, they like, yo, Trump's Justice Department, made it disappear. You fucking right. All right. You fucking right. It's gone. Congratulations. You caught us afterwards. All right. Carry on. Yes, Tom Holman came through 50 bands. It is what it is on an undercover sting, but it's gang shit. So just hang it up. All right. We have a culture of no snitching around this bitch. All right. We have a culture of not participating with the law enforcement. All right. This gang shit. We don't get to Kash Patel too. He's solid with the gang too. He's solid with the gang too, man. They tried to make him tell on the squad for the Epstein shit, man. Shout out to Kash Patel, man. Kash Patel was solid, didn't tell, didn't say nothing. I don't know what y'all talking about. What Epstein files? What kids? All right. What kids, man? Miss me with all that conservative family bullshit. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. All right. Close the case. Close the case. The same day Charlie Kirk got assassinated, bro. They buried the Epstein files, bro. Like it wasn't nothing. Y'all fucking with the squad, man. All right. I'm fucking with the squad, man. We hit this bitch. Mary based my ass. Nigga, it's a gang thing. Shout out to Tempo. What's up? What's up, Drew? What's up, wise guys? What's up? Yeah, everybody relax, man. We running through some shit real quick, man. Kash Patel was on, Kash Patel was in he be on the stand. You know what I'm saying? Kash Patel be on the stand sturdy. Nigga, don't ask me about no Epstein shit. Yeah, we said we had the files, but not no more. Yeah. We said we had the files, but not no more, man. Stop asking about that. Didn't Trump say that shit was a hoax? All right. Stop acting like you care about children and family and all that shit, man. Yeah, we don't tell. I know nothing. Over here with that bullshit, man. Talking about the kids and the victims and all the rest of that shit. Nigga, it's the gang, bro. Give a fuck about that. Nobody told you to vote for us for that bullshit. It is what it is, man. It's a cold game, dog. It's a cold game, man. Yeah. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Yeah, the Senate hearing's been going crazy, man. Shout out to let me see. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh yeah. Y'all, I'm early on y'all today. Y'all caught me slipping last time. I told y'all I had to go on the last live stream, man. Had some shit to do, man. I told you I had some shit to do, man. Had me over here tripping, man. Yeah, and shout out to Ramil and Gabe, man. I had to catch the replay. Man. That shit was kind of lit. Yeah, 50 bands. What's up, Free Zone? What up, Easy? Yeah, Easy. I'll tell them about the squad, man. Like, stop with all this fucking dumb shit. Here we go. Let me do while we talking about old Kash Patel, man. Let's get it. Here we go. Let me do this. Everybody hit the like button. Here we go right here. Kash Patel right here. Here we go. Stand up guy, man. All right, yeah. Elite MAGA soldier right here. All right. Elite MAGA soldier right here. All right. On Capitol Hill, standing firm, 10 toes down like a G. We ain't telling on the game. But I wanted to run this real quick because, bro, this is the right wing. Man, why is the trap phone going crazy? What is going on? Hang tight, y'all. Gotta mute the trap phone. Okay, here we go. You know, we got Kash Patel right here, man. And one of the things that's starting to happen is the right is starting to slip on the Second Amendment banana peel. And you know, they kind of letting it out the bag, man. I played the clip of Trey Gowdy pretty much saying, man, we got to do something about the guns. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something about the guns, you know. And that was Trey Gowdy said, man, yeah, it's always a white male, you know, shooting up schools and stuff, man. And, you know, hey, shout out to Trey Gowdy because, you know, do I want to even have that conversation? That might be for a whole nother live stream. Maybe I'll talk about that later. You know what I'm saying? With the black collectivism fucking narratives where it's just like black people. Y'all made George Floyd y'all hero. It's like, man, who the fuck is you talking to? who the fuck is you talking to? I don't know. Maybe in a little bit. I might go on that rant. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that even that little stick is kind of like played out because, you know, as people, as reality doesn't match up to, you know what I'm saying, all of these fucking narratives. When we talk about the black community, you talk about the smaller subset that's like in the fucking the fucking slums and shit, you know. Somebody says is Trey a friend of the show? Trey Gowdy? You know, I ain't heard too much of his stuff to know if he a friend of the show or not. He might be. He might be, you know. He might be a friend of the show. I ain't gonna lie. He might be a friend of the show. You know. Yeah, Dr. Doug, some niggas did, but not me or motherfuckers around me. Absolutely, though. That's what I'm saying, bro. Just like, you know, black people. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta play the collectivism game by ourselves and shit, man. You know? Who said that was that reach was crazy? Yeah, it's always a crazy reach, bro. It's always a crazy reach. But yeah, you go to white people, be like, man, y'all got a problem. Y'all got a school shooter problem. Be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about, man? We don't fuck with them fucking trailer park trash ass motherfucker. What the fuck you talking about? I don't know what the fuck is going on with that subset of white people. You know what I'm saying? It's all yeah. But that's a whole nother rant. I might do that whole nother live stream. I might do that whole nother live stream. I heard the Hodge twins, and I was just thinking about like how much longer can they get that shit off? You know? I wonder like how much longer can they get that shit off? You know, said Ty City, y'all can't be a monolith with Tariq creating division. Absolutely. Like white, you know what I'm saying? They separate themselves from the Jews, then they separate themselves from Ukrainians, then they separate themselves from, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to accept every black person all the time. It's like, no, it's black people. It's like, no, that's not black people. No, that's not black people. Yeah, black people don't have no morality. Black people don't have no, you know what I'm saying? Black people are just inherently bad. It's like, what the fuck? You know, so I don't know. I think that shit'll run its course on its own because it's outrageous, you know. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Reality, what's up? What's up, Joey? What's up, Joey? All right. He said Hodge twins had a tranny and the pastor pull up for the conservative interview. They cooked. Man, come on, man. Somebody said, so you're a special token? Fuck, man. New people. We got new people here. Fuck. I hate new people. I fucking hate new people, man. Go away, man. What the fuck? Go away, man. leave me alone, new people, man. Damn. Can you just be in the clouds for a while, man? Damn, man. Like, come on, man. And just chime in for a little bit, and then ask a question like that. Yeah, go that way, man. I am a token, though. I am a one of one individual. All right. He said, I saw the last stream about Charlie Dendu. Uh-oh. Nah, but yeah, hit the like button, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. That's a whole nother live stream, because I think that, you know, the more ridiculous these whole, like, yeah, black people. Yeah, black people. You know. We do got to do something about that shit, you know. Yeah. So again, all right. So as we proceed, man, you got the right and the left. Again, what was I finna say? Oh yeah, the Hodge twins having a tranny on their shit that's just, again, bro. You're gonna have that shit now. We was talking about this in the Discord. Now you had who was that? It was a conservative celebrating that the LGB was separating from the TQ. Who was that? It was some conservative that was celebrating, like, the T and the Q separating from the rest of the questionable people and shit. Who was that? Somebody put in the chat, who was that? That was somebody asked, like, why is a conservative celebrating, you know? Damn, who was that? Did I save that? I don't even think I saved that on Megyn Kelly. There we go. That was Megyn Kelly. Yeah, Megyn Kelly was like, you know, saying, celebrating that, you know, like, it's just like, all right, we got the T and the Q separated from the rest. So it's like, man, what the fuck? You know? You're not gonna tell the difference, man. And you know, this support for Israel, I don't think that the conservatives even understand that even, like, being in support of Israel is like being in support of California on steroids. Like, Israel is extremely liberal. And do I want to walk it down there? Right. No, I want to walk it down real quick. Nah, that's another live stream. I gotta spread some of this stuff out. Like, I gotta spread some of this stuff out, man. I gotta spread some of this out. So, yes, Israel is extremely liberal, right? Which is, if you look at this from the conservative Christian nationalist perspective, you will have to question, like, how is this even possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this even possible? But one thing at a time. While we talk about, you know, conservatives doing liberal things, we got Kash Patel here. Let me write that down. ADHD going crazy. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Somebody said Israel has universal health care. Yes, bro. And you know what, Derek Barry? Let me say this real quick, because I was watching Free Zone live stream, and I made a point, and the point is on consistency. And again, something about this where if you bring up Israel and how Israel moves and what Israel stands for and the hypocrisy and people accepting certain talking points and rhetoric from one point, I can't remember what it was, but I said this is the same thing they say about the Jews, and this was they was talking about a victimhood narrative, and the victimhood narrative is the same narrative that, again, conservatives use against the Jews, where they say they being systematically oppressed. You know what I'm saying? It's this boogeyman, and you know when they say, "Oh, you scared of the man," and blah blah. It's the same boogeyman, but with the Jews. So when I said that, it was an instant gaslight that happened. You know what I'm saying? That you only bring people who bring up this or say that this talking point is like this talking point is they're trying to make the conversation about themselves. They're testing your loyalty. You know what I'm saying? They start doing all this gaslight shit. And the truth of the matter is, no, you accept this narrative on this, but then you can't see it on this. And that's all it was. It wasn't saying that you can't create your own talking points or whatever. It's just that, no, you accepted the same talking point on this premise, but not this premise. But I thought that was kind of interesting. That's not even the first time that happened to me, where I brought that. I bring up a inconsistency on the argument, and then it turns into something about like you're trying to make the argument about you or this. So it just turned to some weird shit. That happened with the SBE shit too, you know. But no, the inconsistency does come from people aren't going to question their faith, their religion, things that they believe. That's one main piece of it, right? And the other piece of it is, you know, you get to the so what part of the conversation. Like, you know, what the fuck we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? It turns into what the fuck you gonna do about it? And that's the harshness of it. You know? That is the harshness of it. So yes, nobody's trying to strip universal health care from Israel, even though it's definitely funded by us. All right. Nobody's trying to take nothing away from Israel, even though we're paying for it. $12 billion so far this year has went to Israel. And you'll argue with an American about having health care. You will argue about Americans deserving shit. And again, that premise does stand, but the premise doesn't stand if we're paying Israel. If we have sister cities sharing their taxes with cities in Israel, like it doesn't, like you lose the socialist argument. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not even willing to say that's a good point, you know what I'm saying, or rather be like, nah, you're trying to make us pick a side or choose loyalty or all the rest of this goofy ass shit. It's just a way of not seeing it. It's a way of not addressing that talking point. It's like, no, because again, even I had to sit back and be like, damn, that's a good ass point. That's a good ass point. Like, how the fuck is I'm sitting here fucking arguing with an American citizen about how how healthcare shouldn't be paid for, and we're literally doing that for other people. You know what I'm saying? It's education. We're literally doing that for other people. Like, I can't. I don't say that, oh man, you trying to make this argument about you or whatever. I say, damn, that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah, that's true. Hey, that is true. You know what I'm saying? Yes. All right. You do look silly telling Americans that they don't deserve shit that we give into other people. And that's just the reality of it. You know, this whole situation with Israel, you know what I'm saying? It's even bipartisan. Like the left don't fuck with it and the right don't fuck with it. But they too in cahoot. They too not in alignment with each other to get in cahoots to stop the shit. And so now we have Saudi Arabia aligning themselves with Pakistan, if I'm not mistaken. And the significance of that is the petrodollar. All right. And the value of the dollar, a large part of it is not because we have the military. It's because energy is energy is being priced in US dollars through the oil reserves of the Middle East. And that was a deal that was put together in like the late 70s or some shit like that, with the creation of the petrodollar. And now Israel done hit Qatar, however you pronounce it. And now there's like, damn, if Israel will hit your friend, like, and you won't do nothing about it, man, we all need to figure something out, because what's going to stop Israel from, coming after us and shit? So that's a whole nother situation too. But Derek Berry, I appreciate you bringing up that, Israel having universal basic income. Because again, Israel is like a California on steroids. Like, they be having big gay parades and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything that MAGA and the right would despise, like, Israel be getting all of that shit off. Sex change surgeries, all that shit is big in Israel. I mean, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. All right. He said pockets on Israel. Yeah. All right. So as we proceed, all right, we got the shout to Gabe. He said the fuckery penalty fee from the last stream. Man, y'all had a good conversation, man. I enjoy listening to the replay. What's up, Josh? He said Israel is libs. Yeah, man. Israel is the what is the lunatic left, the Luciferian. Let me get out of there. Everybody relax. Hit the like button as we proceed. I showed up 30 minutes early for the gang today, man. 30 minutes early for the gang today. All right. 30 minutes early for the gang today. Super chat is available as well as Cash App. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen. All right, give me 1 second. All right. So he said, who arranged the Israel and USA marriage? Don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that. All right, so here we got Kash Patel here. Okay. Now, Kash Patel is asked about assault weapons. All right. Now, there is no such thing as an assault weapon. Okay. This is goofy language. All right. There is no such thing as an assault weapon. It never happened. There's no such thing as an assault weapon. All right. I can assault you with this laptop. I can assault you with this mouse. All right. I can assault you with my hands. All right. This is goofy language that should always be just denied. But whatever. And an assault weapons ban. All right. So again, you're gonna have the left and the right. All right, they gonna definitely make a run for it.
So my first question is on the assault weapon ban. Do you think that would be helpful in reducing gun deaths, Director?
Senator, I think there are instances on this legislation that could prevent future attacks, but I'm not going to weigh into the creation of legislation.
So again, what's the prevention? That's what I want to know. What is the prevention? And again, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? He stood 10 toes down. He said, man, I'm not going to get into the legislation or how that will happen, but, you know, it could happen. All right. It could happen. You know, and again, that's the right is softening up to, you know, the right is definitely softening up. And let me see if I can get this real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Because let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. All right. Where is that? Here we go. Let me get to the comments. So, so again, the comment section is on X is phenomenal. I ain't even gonna front. The comment section is phenomenal on X. You know, the comment section is phenomenal. So here you got send his ass packing. Are you gonna do it because talk is cheap? Daddy not gonna like that answer. And somebody said, no, that's a commercial. But under this clip and the other clips, yo, people like, what the fuck you mean? You know?
So my first question is on the assault weapon ban. Do you think that would be helpful in reducing gun deaths?
The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is no.
Director.
Senator, I think there are instances on this legislation that could prevent future attacks, but I'm not going to weigh into the creation of legislation.
So my first
Again, man, that's just, you know, where we at with it. Says so. Also, y'all watching Jimmy Kimmel? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air. As Disney came out and said they're gonna have him back on and shit. Somebody said, but they already banned. But here's the thing, though. No, assault. When they say assault weapon, they mean pretty much any gun, really. You know, any gun, really. But an assault weapon like that, no. Drew said we never watching him again. Oh, wow, man. Hey, man, what y'all got against old Jimmy, man? Let Jimmy rock. Let Jimmy rock, man. Let Jimmy rock, man. Let Jimmy rock, man. Oh, we got Michael Savage over here, man. Let me get this out the way real quick. Hey, man, how did I miss this, man? Why y'all ain't send this to me, dog? Why y'all ain't send this to me, man? Hey, why y'all ain't send me Michael Savage going in on Candace, man? Y'all know I fuck with the can now, man. Y'all know I'm rocking with Candace now, man. Y'all know I'm rocking with Candace, man. Y'all know I'm rocking with Candace now, man. I just want y'all to know I'm coming out of the closet as a Candace Owens supporter now, man. You know. Look at Drew said, no Candace slander. Yeah, man. I gotta step in the paint, man, for Candace, man. You know, the coverage of this situation with, you know, Charlie Kirk, man. You know, she got my respect. She got my respect. Hey, she got my respect, man. Real tough, man. Even if it's just sidestepping the narratives and stuff right now for her friend, you know, I gotta give her respect, man. Motherfucker was talking about something, man, the shooter was this type of person. The shooter was this leaning and that leaning. She was like, wait a minute, how is this shit even possible? Yeah, I fuck with that. But, you know, unfortunately, man, Michael Savage, you know.
And it's very late at night. I've been resisting doing a broadcast today. I started in my mind to write 3 of them. but this is the only one I want to talk about. It'll be very brief. I didn't know who Candace Owens was. I know she had a large following. I know the right wing loved her.
First 6 seconds, lying like a motherfucker. I didn't know who Candace was. I knew people loved her, and I knew she had a large following.
And suddenly she started to link my commentary to her site, and we got a lot of visitors through Candace Owens. So the more I looked into it, the realization occurred to me that she is nothing different than a black racist. Now, let's just use logic for 2 minutes, and I'll put to rest the lies that Candace Owens is putting out about Jews. And she's going to wind up getting Jews killed if she keeps it up. Let me be very clear. She's not nuts. She's not nuts at all. She just has latched on to a methodology to get morons to listen to her and tries to put pieces together that don't match. So she says that Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk, or Israel killed Charlie Kirk, more specifically. Well, let me ask you something. If that was true, how long do you think Candace Owens would be breathing?
Ooh, shit. Talking that, you know what I'm saying? Talking that big small hat talk right there. Talking that big small hat talk. But she hasn't said the Jews did it though. You know what I'm saying? She said that he had his changing views on Israel, you know. She never said it was the Jews. See, this is the tricky part where you have the race, the state, and you have the religion. And so they can twist this shit all the way up however they want. They'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You have to watch that shit. You know? Yes, like what he said, how hey, listen, let me get out of there. Fair use. Everybody hit the like button.
Netanyahu and Mossad is so all-powerful and so demonic that they could kill people in Lebanon with exploding pagers. They can kill people in Iran who develop nuclear weapons, but they can't get to Candace Owens, some loser from Nowhereville, some Palookaville nobody who dropped out of college, who has no degrees and claims she has 2 degrees. Yes, that matters. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We had enough of Al Sharpton. We had enough of, who was that preacher? Well, I don't even see if he's around anymore, the black nationalist preacher. He preached the same for years. The Jews did this, the Jews did that. Let me tell you something. That's the rhetoric that's going to get people killed, Candace. Shut your mouth, period. And don't link me. I don't need you. I've been around long before you. I don't need your goddamn audience to follow me. They can all go themselves if that's the they believe in. And I don't give a damn if you don't like me cursing. I've had enough of this. Charlie Kirk loved Israel. He spoke highly of Israel.
Oof. I don't know. Survey says, I don't know.
And she says, they killed Charlie Kirk. Do you understand how dangerous her rhetoric is? This nobody from Nowhereville, this nowhere palooka, this nothing, this uneducated dolt who came out of nowhere and attracted an audience of unwashed morons who want to hate Jews and blame Jews for the loss in their own life. You don't have a girlfriend, it's the Jews. You lost your job, it's the Jews. Now, don't get me wrong. I have criticized liberal Jews my entire career. I hate liberal Jews more than you can imagine. I hate Larry David. Let me be very clear. I think he's a piece of shit. I hate Adam Schiff. I think he's vermin. I hate Charles Schumer. I think he's the lowest kind of Judenrat from the concentration camps. So don't put me in the category of the Judenrats and the Larry Davids.
See, this is what I was telling y'all earlier about everybody else get to deny the collective. Hey, look how he separate themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else, there is no, you know what I'm saying? He like, let me make this one thing clear. There is no Jewish community. There is no Jewish community. I hate those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else get to drop that collective shit. Somebody say he coming for me. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, me fucked up, man. Hey, I'm rocking with the gang, man. Look, man, hey, you know, everybody you fuck with been to the wall with the little hat on, man. Everybody y'all fuck with. You know, everybody who had a MAGA hat had a small hat, man. It is what it is. You know? Yeah, reality, we all just niggas. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, let me get this straight. I hate this motherfucker. I don't like this kind and that kind and this kind and that kind. You know, we get over here and be like, man, we don't fuck with that ratchet ass, dumb ass shit. a small hat, fitted hat? Nah. I'm good. Let old Michael rock, man.
But on the other hand, try to use your brain for 2 seconds. You Nazi bastards, you. You believe this black racist?
Ooh, shit. Hey, look, listen, man. Hey, I gotta say this, man. Hey, Candace Owens, your husband on the clock, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got this traditional marriage, man. Let's see how traditional your husband is, man. He got to step in and defend you at some. Man, these motherfuckers have told you to shut the fuck up, make sandwiches. I'm talking about going in on your motherfucking ass. Where is your husband? Yo, where is your husband at, man? Somebody said Candace just a puppet. Damn, y'all cold, man. Y'all cold, man. Said her husband not gonna defend her. Yeah. He said Brad not getting any smoke. Hey, you know what? I got a theory about that too. I got a theory about why her husband ain't really out in the paint for her. And I think it's because whenever shit hit the fan or whatever, he can leave. You know what I'm saying? He can say he didn't agree with what she was saying and all the rest of this shit. He get the, you know that he get a safe way out. That's my theory. Ain't no way. Michael Savage will have to, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to have a conversation or some shit. Like, you know, I'm gonna have to put a statement out like, yeah, I hear what y'all saying about my wife type shit. You know. Somebody said, this the price you pay for being a public figure. Hey, man, y'all calling Candace a modern woman? Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here, man. Guy here, you're retarded, man.
Who says the Jews killed Charlie? Nothing good could come of that other than some unhinged lunatic like the trans-loving prick who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk can go crazy and kill some Jews in a synagogue because of this deranged black who's making a bundle demonizing Jews the same way Hitler did.
Hey, you know what? Let me pause this real quick because I got something here, man. Let me pause something real quick, bro. Because this came across my feed. These some doctors from Australia.
2 doctors from Australia. We're here in Gaza at the moment.
And they working in Gaza. This from like the latest strike that they had.
We arrived in the middle in Al-Aqsa hospital first. The situation was disastrous. Where we're having kind of kids coming after us.
So anyways, you know, long story short, these nurses out in Gaza, they told a story about this lady gave birth while she was beheaded. Like her head was cut off and she was giving birth. Like, this the type of shit where motherfuckers have to be like, where you try to get like empathy, where the Jews try to get like empathy, like just like the Nazis, just like the Nazis, they're just as dangerous. This rhetoric is just as dangerous, and all the rest of this shit's like they so cold in Israel, they cut the internet off and cut the power and shit off, and they dropped like leaflets from like drones and shit to let everybody know they need to evaluate. Like they turned off all the fucking communications and shit, and then like drop pamphlets telling everybody that they need to leave. It ain't even nothing left there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even nothing left. Like, what the fuck are they bombing? It ain't even nothing left. But yeah, that, you know, it's just craziness, man. It's just craziness. And then, you know, you hear
She's a Louis Farrakhan in a dirty, same way Hitler did. She's a Louis Farrakhan in a dirty skirt. I'll admit it's late at night. And I'll admit that I can't take any more of this blaming of the Jews. I know that most Christians don't go along with the Candace Owens and the Tucker Carlsons. They're making a fortune by demonizing Jews, and they say it's only Israel. They're full of shit. They're full of shit, by the way. So I'm going to end the way I began. It's a very short one. You're going to use logic and reason. The same Netanyahu, the same Mossad that she says killed Charlie Kirk because he was softening on Israel, couldn't kill her in 2 seconds. The same people who half of the Hamas in Lebanon, the same Jews who blew up Iranian nuclear scientists, the same Mossad couldn't kill this black racist if they wanted to. How stupid can you people be? How dumb can you be?
yeah, I think it was like 2 nuclear scientists. 2 nuclear scientists.
The answer is endlessly dumb.
Qatar got hit. Yemen, I believe they hit Yemen. Who else the Jews been? The Jews just been, you know, going crazy. The Jews just been acting up out there. Said ad hominem attacks. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, they going crazy.
I have nothing more to say. I've proven my point. Candace Owens, I don't need your linking my podcasts or my tweets. I don't need it. I was around long before you were. No one ever heard of you. All of a sudden you come along and you find a new shtick. Hate the Jew. And look at this. Look how brilliant that black person is. You call her a conservative? She's no different than.
Now you got to understand, right? Now, this what I like about this type of shit is because for years, Candace Owens, you know, all the conservatives, they go in on black people. These motherfuckers ain't saying shit. Hey, these motherfuckers ain't saying shit. And you know how, you know, motherfuckers be like, black people can't be critiqued. Everybody else can be critiqued except black people. Black people can't be critiqued. As soon as you critique black people, and you know, they always be on that shit, but this right here is one of them instances. This one of them instances where a motherfucker sat back, said nothing about the criticism of blacks, said nothing about the criticisms of anybody else, but now we going crazy. Now we going crazy, man. You know, now we going crazy. Somebody said he off the brown. Man, that shit look like Moscato. This old man getting drunk off Moscato.
Any of the black haters from Black Lives Matter. She's no different than the Palestinian Liberation Organization that blew up Jewish children in buses. She is no different than any of the Jew haters that I've seen in my entire life. And I've taken all day to think about speaking about this. I don't know where Tucker is coming from. What's he desperate for an audience? Who the is Tucker Carlson anyway? Who the made him God Almighty on a pedestal? You, Tucker. Stop with the Jew hatred, Tucker. You're with your bow tie. You're a liberal. You're a liberal while I was crapping conservative bricks, you schmuck, you. You're going to get Jews killed outside synagogues, you. And that's all I have to say. All of you anti-Semitic bastards. And if you don't like it, it's too bad. And I am glad. I am glad that you finally heard me. No, Jews didn't get Mr. Savage. Stop it, you stupid, low-life Nazi shit. No one got Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage understands reality. Mr. Savage is a Jew. Mr. Savage is a true conservative Jew.
Hey, man, listen, let me get Hey, man, listen. So, again, man, a large part of the crash out is going to be you can't say nothing about them people. All right? You can't say nothing about them people. In fact, do I have the clip? Let me see. Hold on. Hang tight. I may have the clip. Let me see if I got the clip. You know, the press secretary came out and, you know, she told us about TikTok. You know, she said TikTok was going to be, let me see if I can find this real quick. Here we go. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. Where is that? Is it over here? Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Trying to see if I can find it where she pretty much brought up TikTok and she said it was going to be she said TikTok going to be like, what did she say it was? They was going to change TikTok. Try to see if I can find the clip. Talk about unprepared. This it?
This was always obvious.
Nope. Okay, I can't find it. Damn it. Anyway, she was talking about how TikTok was going to come back and they was going to rework. Yeah, Oracle taking over TikTok. Y'all know who Oracle is. You know what I'm saying? Stand down. It's the gang. Stand down. It's the gang. hey, stand down. It's the gang. All right. Everybody relax. Stand down. It's the gang. Oracle taking over TikTok. You know. Uh-oh. Chill out, Frankie. You already know what time it is. Man. TikTok is the gang, everybody. Look, listen. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Man. Hold on. Okay. I gotta find this. I do gotta find this. Okay. Nope, I didn't save the clip from the press conference, but yeah, she pretty much was talking about how Oracle is going to take over TikTok, and that TikTok was going to the data was going to be stored in America, and with Oracle, and she was saying that they're going to rework the algorithms, and that it's going to be interoperable. International, so it's going to work with content all over the world. But let me pull this up real quick. I want to get to the H1B, situation. Where it's at? Where it's at? Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight, everybody. Is this it? Okay, here we go. This is the fire right here. This is the fire right here. All right, here we go. Here we go. He said, damn, no wonder they didn't ban TikTok. Hell nah. Said Larry Ellison's son just bought Paramount Global. Hey, C. Brooks, you see what happened with Paramount? All these actors pretty much said that they won't work in on Israeli studios and shit. And Paramount was like, bullshit. Hey, Paramount Studios was like, bullshit. Y'all think y'all ain't finna fuck with Israeli studios? Bullshit. Damn, man. That's something, man. What? Larry Ellison's son took over Paramount. Paramount Global. Damn. Okay, so let's get to the H1B visa shit, right? So Donald Trump and Howard Lutnick ay. Epstein's neighbor. Oh shit. My headphones came unplugged. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, man. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Yeah. Epstein's neighbor. This is some wild stuff, man. This is some wild stuff, dog. Like, so I said they've been running the music industry. Now they worried about TikTok and Larry. Yeah, man. So, so Howard Lutnick came through and was just like, we gonna have $100,000 fee per year on H1B visas. Now, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to this shit, and I'm like, okay, so if you charge $100,000 for H1B visas and you approved 600,000 Chinese students already, like, how does this work? You know what I'm saying? So how is this going to work? It already didn't make sense to me, because if you already approve 600,000 Chinese students, I mean, if you block the H1B visas and then charge them $100,000 a year, like, what is that going to do? But it didn't make no sense. But again, Howard Lutnick was doing all the talking. Howard Lutnick was doing all the talking. And I was like, man, what the hell? Next thing you know, X is going crazy. Man, we finally got some America First stuff. They finally, Trump finna bring back the workforce and all the rest of this shit. Apparently it was like a video of some Indians on on a plane that was like getting up and they wasn't coming over here because they didn't want to have to pay the $100,000. I watched all that shit go down, only to see this shit go down the next day. All right, because the official White House posted. The official White House posted on X, and Caroline Levitt, the press secretary, came through to clear it up for everybody. All right. And she shared the White House post, and she said, to be clear, all right, this is not an annual fee. It's a one-time fee that applies only to the petition. Those who already got H1B visas and are currently outside of the country right now will not be charged $100,000 to re-enter. H1B visa holders can leave and re-enter the country to the same extent as they normally would. However, whatever ability they have to do that is not impacted by yesterday's proclamation. This applies only to the new visas, not renewals and not current visa holders. It will first apply in the next couple of lottery cycles. So not even right away. All right. So then here we go. Got the Indians in here. Thank you for the clarification, Caroline. This seems more reasonable. And yes, India will work for a better ecosystem to retain its talent better. You build yours. Somebody said, to be clear, here's what American people want. This should be an annual fee. Those who already have an H1B visa and is currently outside of the United States should be charged $100,000 to re-enter. H1B visa holders can leave and never come back to the country. This should apply to all visas and implement it today, not within the next couple lottery cycles. Now, I added that last part. Connor said, when Indians are celebrating this, it's time to reconsider. It should be annual. It should be punitive. It should apply to the current H1Bs as well. America is not a revolving door for cheap labor. Now, let me do this real quick because, again, let me do this real quick. All right. Listen, this country was founded on cheap labor. Okay. All right. Have to have big families to work the farm. Your children were the cheap labor, slave labor, immigrant labor. All right. Chinese slave. That's just what it is. This system of America grinds up the bottom. All right. That is the only way this shit works. It doesn't work any other kind of way. All right. It doesn't work any other type of way. The bottom gets grinded up. All right. That's how. Listen, it's American. That's just the American way. This whole thing, well, we don't want cheap labor. Well, then you don't want no fucking country. There is no way around it. I'm sorry to tell people, I'm sorry to tell people, this country doesn't work no other way. And unfortunately, all right, middle to upper class white people are finding out that they might be headed towards the grinder. They might be headed towards the grinder. And again, I'm starting to hear more wealth inequality shit on the right. I'm starting to hear more wealth inequality shit on the right. I'll talk about people talking about how many billions of dollars people got on the right and how unfair it is and how far ahead they are on the right. All right. On the right. They are right with conservative. All right. Capitalism is the best way to go. These motherfuckers is talking about wealth inequality right now. Because again, like I said, The gang has gotten so far ahead of everybody else. The gang has gotten so far ahead of everybody else. Way ahead of everybody else. The gang has took quantum leaps ahead of people. There is no catching up. There is no catching up. All right, the Larry Finks, the Elons, the Peter Tills. There is no catching up to the gang. All right, and they buy in the best government they can buy. All right. Somebody say, can you tell them to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, or is it too soon? No, I'm telling you right now, they saying that it's just not. I'm gonna start in the Discord. I'm gonna start posting more of those because I'm listening to a lot of these like right wing podcasts and shit, and I'm hearing. I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a liberal statement you just made there, sir. All right, hey, that's a hell of a liberal statement you just made, you know. But yeah, a motherfucker got 100, and a large part of the problem is that people can't fathom how much $1 billion is. And then to understand that there are people who have hundreds of billions of dollars to themselves. Hundreds of $1 billion to themselves. Like, if you wanted to go and lobby some shit, how in the fuck, what kind of fundraiser? Let's just do this thought exercise real quick. Let's do a thought exercise real quick. You go and you think you finna get some grassroots shit going. Hey, you finna get some grassroots shit going. You just gotta raise some money, right? Like Peter Thiel worth like $300 billion or some shit like that. Like, now you got to go in there and try to like lobby against, let's just say, I don't know, data centers. You got to go in there and lobby against, you know, private property rights or whatever the issue that's finna start coming down the road with all this shit. How much money you going to raise like on some grassroots shit, on some, hey, donate to my campaign. Donate to my campaign. I just want people to understand, like, you know, you have private property rights and Google doesn't have the right to impede on, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say the best grassroots campaign you could put together. What is the maximum amount of money you think you could take to Washington? Said, what about the lemonade stand? Somebody said do an apple pie bake sale. I want to know, like, let's say you raise $1 billion. Let's say you raise $1 billion. Let's say you do raise $1 billion. You go marching in and, you know, you'd have raised $1 billion. Where the fuck you gonna take that $1 billion right now? This is the reality that a lot of people haven't even like waking up to yet. This is where people think that, oh, we just gonna vote. We just gonna vote our way into get what we want. We just gonna vote our way into it. You know, I was listening to Bernie Sanders, and he's so late. I think the first time I heard of Bernie Sanders, like really like running, probably around 2008 or something like that, 2009, 10 or something like that. And, you know, Bernie Sanders is like These two people have more money than the bottom 52% of the whole country. It's like, what the fuck you gonna do against that? I want to know. This is a question that's been in my head as I go and I like listen to all this shit. And people wonder how certain things don't change or is not gonna change or whatever. Because here's the other part of it too. Is because, you know, within the left-right paradigm, a lot of people all the way at the top, they leftists. All right. Bill Gates is not conservative. Peter Thiel is not conservative. Like these, we talking about very, very liberal people at the top. You gonna go and try to save grandpa country, you know what I'm saying? You know. Where you gonna get the money from? Where are you going to get the money from? You going to go sit next to, let me see something real quick. The crazy part is, let me see it. Hold on. Peter Thiel, just a quick Google showing a showing a net worth of $26 billion. Now, of course, how much of that is Palantir shares? That's not, you know what I'm saying, and part of his net worth. How much of that is Facebook? What else he was in? PayPal. You know what I'm saying? How much wealth he got in stocks? And that's another thing too, where people are like, the economy's doing just fine. Look at the stock market. You know? He said, you know, billionaires lose billions too, right? Yeah, I agree. Elon wealth went down from like 450 billion to like 320 billion. You know? He said Peter Thiel has like 5 billion in an IRA on a 401k, if I remember right. Yeah, so I mean, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? You Google people net worth, like that's just like a, you know. But I seriously though, like, and this is where people gonna be like, damn, no wonder shit don't fucking move. No wonder why we can't get no fucking traction. No wonder why we can't get no fucking traction. But yeah, the bottom get eat up, bro. It's the American way. All right. It's the American way. The bottom gets chewed up. There is no, you know, America's not a revolving door for cheap foreign labor. Bullshit. If China won't do it, Taiwan will do it. If Taiwan won't do it, Vietnam will do it. Like we love the revolving door of cheap labor. Anyways, move right along. Well, this ruined my day. It should apply to renewals, and it should apply to transfers, and it should apply to the ones that's leaving and returning. Somebody said major failed then. This should apply retroactively, but the minimum, it needs to apply annually to renewals. Otherwise, no real incentive to hire Americans instead. Terrible then. At least $100K a year and cap on the third world countries. We want Christian migrants only. We're going to get to that later. What the fuck are you talking about? Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick was standing right next to Trump at the signing when Lutnick said it was absolutely an annual fee. But I mean, you know, the right is running on emotional headlines. Like the right is moving on just headlines. Like if Trump come out and say something, nobody won't even read that shit. And this is why she getting so much heat. You know, she came on here to clear it up. You know, Caroline Levitt came on here to clear it up. You know, hey, just to be clear, this is not an annual fee. You know, she gotta go and fix the headlines. Because even up until like an hour ago, I seen Anton Daniels do an upload talking about $100,000 a year. People still making videos saying that it's $100,000 a year. That the H1B, people not reading it. Like people are making content right now saying that it's $100,000 annual fee to H1B visas. Right now. Just before I got on this live, I seen Anton Daniels upload $100,000 a year video. You know, he said the State Department are even selling ambassadorships. Then we have like a gold card. I remember he had like the gold card. Wasn't it like a gold card that was like $5? You get like American citizenship for like $5 million or some shit. Actually, you know what? Let me pull that up because let me see. Let me do this just for the record. Just for the record. Let me see. Okay. Okay, let's see where it's at. I see where I want the video actually. Where it's at. Is this it? Here we go. Is this it? Yeah.
President, one of the most.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Most abused visa, President. One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H1B non-immigrant visa program. This is supposed to allow highly skilled laborers who work in fields that Americans don't work in to come into the United States of America. What this proclamation will do is raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States.
We need workers. We need workers. We need great workers. And this pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with it?
Well, they're $100,000 per year.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Sean, do you agree with it?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year.
Now, again, they already approved 600,000 Chinese students. That's what I'm saying. Like this shit funny as hell, man. This shit funny as hell. Did we talk about Tim Holman? Yeah, we talked about Tim Holman taking the bribe, on some gang shit, 50 bands, slight work. We talked about the H1B visa backtrack. We talked about Kash Patel. The Tylenol and the autism. So today there was a big announcement where they linked Tylenol usage to autism. Now, I don't know what the point of that shit was. It was like a presidential announcement, like, hey, Tylenol is responsible for, for autism. And now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking, like, is this some type of, like, was it some type of cover up or some type of investigation or something? Or it's kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, Tylenol is why the kids getting autism. It's like, okay, thank you, Trump. Thanks for telling us, Trump. I don't know what the fuck the point of that shit was. Yeah, I'll be honest. That shit was strange, man. It's just like, it's like, okay, Trump. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for telling us. Thank you. What about the Surgeon General? Like we just this we had the press conference. I was like, by the way, Tylenol is the real. I don't know. That was kind of strange. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Now that, and I guess I don't know. Has anybody heard anything about Russia said they found a cure for cancer or some shit? All this shit is just fucking, bro. Like 2025 is it's some wild shit going on, man. He said, let's sue Tyler and Bayer. I don't know. That's big pharma. That's big pharma. Let's talk about the rapture prophecy. That's what I want to talk about. And I'm gonna drop the link. So if anybody want to come talk about this shit, because I'm not familiar with the prophecies, and a lot of people have like said this stuff on panels, and I kind of like, nah, we ain't talking about that shit. But today is your time to shine. Today is your time to shine. We're gonna talk about it. All right, we're gonna talk about the red heifer. We're gonna talk about the Trump moving the Israel capital from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. All of these prophecies are, what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about, is this stuff being like a forced prophecies to make people believe shit so they can get behind Israel even more? Let's have the conversation for real. All right, tonight is the night. All right, y'all can go into all to the Bible talk and all the rest of that shit. Tonight is the night. All right, that's what we're doing. So there's a split, though. I will say this. There's a temple that's supposed to be built after certain things happen. Now, the split between the Jews and Israel is that half of them believe that this temple is only supposed to be built when the Messiah returns. The Messiah is going to build the temple. All right. The other half believe that we gonna build the temple because everything is lining up the way we lining it up. So you got one side saying, hey man, this ain't even a true prophecy because y'all are paying off American officials to do a whole bunch of shit to make it seem like this a real prophecy, but it's not. And so you got this split with the Jews, and apparently from what I'm seeing is whenever you see like a bunch of Jews with the Palestinian flags and stuff, is because they standing up to the other half of the Jews. Oh, hold on. Who is this?
Well, how you doing there, Ty City? My name is Jeremiah Wilcott. I'm from Charlottesville, North Carolina, and I really love your content, brother.
What you got on it?
Well, I have to say that as a Christian, I believe in Christian nationalism and that Christ is king, and that my ancestors fought for this country. So when I see individuals like Bibi Netanyahu and some of the people that Donald Trump is around, our president, it saddens me and it touches my heart in a real negative way. You understand?
Yeah, so we got people in our government who actually came in and said that their job in government was to look out for and defend Israel, like Huckabee. So you got people like Huckabee who came in and said, like, I only got into government to defend and look after Israel. And so you have a large contingent of our government who believes in this prophecy alongside the Jews.
I agree. And that's the infiltration on the government level that I really don't like. I really don't like to see, and I wish our black brothers would speak on this more and join us and come to church with us and fellowship, because I believe that, it's not a race thing, Ty City. You have to understand it's a Zionist versus Christian thing. You see? So these Zionists inside of the government, what they do is they pass laws, and these laws attack the foundational white American community and the foundational black American community, and they create predictive programming. You understand? So I really think that we just need to come together and pray, and rest in peace to Charlie Kirk.
Said that the Israeli state is and has been divided. Well, yeah, and see, that's another thing too, where it's like, because even on social media, you got people saying like, yeah, the rapture is going to happen in a few days. And it's like, man, what the fuck you mean the rapture is going to happen in a few days? And they really are like, you got people preparing for this rapture. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got people preparing for this rapture. Some type of miracle is supposed to happen here in the next few days. And I don't know, man. I don't see it. The red heifers already made it from Texas already. You know what I'm saying? They clearing out Gaza. Somebody said, when is the date? Let me see. Hold on, because they started like a countdown. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I'm talking about people clowning that shit. I forgot what that. So they were saying that a lot of people, they was calling it like a religious psychosis. A religious psychosis or some shit they was calling it. Easy said the 22nd and the 24th. Yeah, but apparently like everything is lining up and shit. I'm like, man, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. And when I watched some clips of the Charlie Kirk memorial service, man, they had an AI Charlie Kirk voice, like talking to people over the loudspeakers and shit. That shit creepy. that shit creepy, man. 2025 is a wild place. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I watched a couple videos on it, and y'all know me, bro. Like when it come to like structured religion, I just be like, all right, okay, all right. Let me see. Oh man, you got oh my goodness. Where's a good one, man? Let me see. Whoa, hope I wasn't sharing. Was I sharing the screen? Oh man, good thing I wasn't sharing the screen. Holy moly. Holy moly. Said Ty need to get saved fast. Everybody relax, man. Everybody relax, man. So The Lord know my spirit, man. Somebody say you need to follow the law. Nah. Space Force with their anti-gravity ships. Nope. Yeah, I almost slipped up, man. Fucking around on X. Fucking around on X, man. What? Let me see something. Hold on. What is this?
I mean, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he's a rapture prep.
Okay, so here's a good video. Yeah, the Speaker of the House. Let's go.
I mean, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he's a rapture prepper. This guy's waiting for the rapture, just like Ted Cruz is. So you have this whole sect of MAGA that they support Israel because they want the Jews to be in Israel so that Jesus can come back for the rapture.
Hold
and that's
on.
a very real.
I gotta check that. I gotta check this. This CNN shit. Hold on. I gotta double check this shit, man. I got it. My bad, y'all. Like I can't. Some sources some sources we can't just rock out with. Hold on. Let me see if Ted Cruz talking about this rapture shit. Give me 1 second. Horn Hill. What's up, Morbid? So I said, oh, brother, yeah, man. Yeah, X is a wild place, man. He said, close the porn tabs. Nah, man, ain't got no porn tabs, man. Y'all wildin', man. He said, I had the text messages from Candace open. I would never. Candace Owens text messages is safe with me. He said the news cycle is a joke. Yeah, you just can't be,
Those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my. You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis, but so you're quoting a.
Yeah, this one took across and burnt the shit out of Ted Cruz, man. That was a slaughter. That was a slaughter. Hold on, give me 1 second. What the fuck is this? Anyways, nobody want to come up and talk about the rapture, huh? Ted Cruz a fool, man. What's up with Ted Cruz, man? Who the fuck is this?
Why do American Christian churches send money to a government that does this to Christians?
Well, I think the ones that send money that support the settlements are obviously the Christian Zionists. There's an organization called Christians United for Israel, Pastor John Hagee. I was in Washington a few weeks ago because, they had a conference in Baltimore. So it's slowly growing an awareness by other Christians in America that just like many Jews are protesting and saying not in our name, and the Jewish Voice for Peace, there has to be much more done by the Christians in America because these Christian Zionists are speaking in our name. Someone like Ted Cruz, Senator Cruz, is saying and doing what he's doing because he's following a Christianity that is not the Christianity of the Holy Land. It's not the Christianity of a Catholic or an Orthodox or a traditional Christian. It's a heretical belief.
What is Christian Zionism?
Mm-hmm. As far as I understand it, they believe in the idea of the rapture. They believe that it's sort of this cruel bargain they have going with Israel, because basically what they say that they're going to be swooped up into heaven,
Oh my God.
right? And then there's going to be 1,000-year kingdom. And then there'll be the end of the world and the judgment by Christ, and he'll come back. This is a false, it was condemned as a heresy in 381, because basically there is no 1,000-year millennium to come, no 1,000-year period. The end, we are in that time period now.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh, Dr. Thunder here. Uh-oh. Speaking, man, nobody want to talk about the rapture? And all the times I had to tell motherfuckers, yo, chill out. We not finna talk about that shit tonight. Now, you finally get your chance to get all the biblical prophecy, political shit off, and nobody want to say nothing. All right? Now, nobody want to say nothing. Razik, they ducking, they getting ready. I just knew we was going to have some biblical, discussion on what's going on, why the Christians backing this up. You know what I'm saying? Morber said, my church has been going over God's grace. Nothing about the rapture. Uh-oh. Dr. Thunder said, I'm Orthodox. All right, look. Speak now or forever hold your peace. If you Negroes get on a panel and start trying to talk about the rapture, and this is a plan, and this is organized, and this is all a part of the plan, yo, I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up. I'm going to say September 22nd was the day for you to enlighten everybody about the rapture and how this is all a big plan to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. This all the time you got. All right. Yeah. Remember Rapture Monday, right, Alex Black? Remember Rapture Monday. All right. Shout out to Dragod, the passport case, said the Orthodox Church is the only true church. All these other sects are heresies and false Christian religions. Okay. I mean, rep your set then. So look, listen. We got a Carter. What's up, bro?
What's poppin', man?
What's going on?
Yeah, man, loving the content, bro.
That's what's up, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff, man. You were saying it earlier. 2025 is like, I don't know, but
It's diabolical.
I seen a girl talking about it on Facebook, the rapture thing. I'm like, what the heck? What is this coming from? So I feel like every year somebody sparks some, end of the world rapture thing, and it's like my thing with this whole, you just played the Ted Cruz clip. I feel like they're getting finessed by the Jews, bro.
Man. And you know what? I remember when when Trump moved the capital of Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, that was like some type of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Then they get the cows from Texas, and now they got to like build this temple after the cows get sacrificed or some shit. And yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff. I don't know nothing about all this shit. I just know it get brought up in the discussion, and where it's like sometimes the guys be like, man, this is part of the prophecy, man. I'm telling you, they trying to make this happen and this happening that way so they can make it seem like the prophecy happened. They trying to fulfill prophecies through policies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then they start bringing up the Talmud and then the laws for the Gentiles. And these laws that they create for the Gentiles, they start to line up with these executive orders that Trump signing on behalf of the Jews on the religion, the state, and the race hood, 3 different type of angles that he writing executive orders on behalf of Jews.
Yeah. And listen, man, these evangelicals, these MAGA evangelicals, these Bible thumpers, bro, like they drinking this Israel Kool-Aid, bro, and now they talking about the prophecies and all that. But if you a real Bible thumper, bro, I mean, I don't know the exact scripture, but it says no man knows the day or the hour when
Apparently,
Jesus is coming back, bro. Like, so how the heck y'all know it's tomorrow? Like,
hey, somehow they got a timeline or some shit.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amber
Thank
said,
you.
Lupe,
Hey, can
what's
I
up?
jump in?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Hey,
gonna be,
so
you got feedback.
feedback. I have feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, how about how about now?
Okay, you good.
Okay.
It's a little bit. You good.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Yeah, I'm Orthodox, and also Catholics don't subscribe to this dispensationalism. This stuff is from it sort of got revived in this sort of Left Behind series. So dispensationalism, it's this view that basically whatever deal God struck with whoever, he's basically keeping that, even if they wild out, even if they whatever it is. And the thing is like if 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 Jews are God's chosen people, then who are Christians? This is just from a rational sort of perspective.
Right.
If Jews are God's people, then who are Christians? Well, actually, Christians are the true Jews, as it were, right? So the whole thing, so the whole thing starts to get lost in, I'm no Zionist, and then you criticize anything politically that Israel is doing, and then you're anti-Semitic, and then you're not a good Christian because you're not supporting God's his people. Say what? Wait a minute, who's his people? I'm a Christian. I believe that Christians are God's people. So it's just a bunch of stuff that doesn't even make any sense. And as the lady was saying in that interview, this is a heresy that traces back to that got rooted out in 381 AD. So this is for a long time been considered heresy. But they just, I don't know, it just like revives every once in a while. One thing about the New Testament, Apostle Paul, which I think is interesting. If you read the New Testament, if you read Apostle Paul's writings, you'll know that Apostle Paul actually believed that Jesus would return in his lifetime. It was one of the reasons why he was so adamant about people basically being celibates, as he was a celibate, so that they could be about the work of spreading the gospel, because he thought that Jesus was going to return in his lifetime. And although the book says that we should be ready, it also says that we're not going to know when it's going to happen. And Christians are not going to be spared from whatever trials and tribulations that everyone has to face. In fact, the trials and tribulations will actually reveal who the true, followers of Christ are.
Now look,
So, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
anyhow,
go. Now I was going to ask, right? So, do you see any correlation about what's happening in geopolitics right now, and these prophecies going on? Like, do you see like where it could? Oh, you got a feedback again. Do you see like where it could be like people are forcing certain things to happen to be in alignment with like a prophetic type scenario?
I don't see any. I see no connection. It's just a bogus. It's made up. Stuff is made up. It's like they're trying to manufacture things that they see written in scripture. It's like did you see have you seen Dexter?
No.
You hit the Dexter, it's a story about a serial killer that his adopted father basically gives him a code so that he will, in his being a serial killer, that he would do it only to other serial killers. So that's what it is. It was on Showtime, and they've had a couple spinoffs. But a great series. But there was one season where there were these two guys, where you thought it was two guys, but it was just one guy that was crazy, and he was trying to create basically the stuff that it says in the book of Revelation to bring on the end of the world. So I see it as nothing different than folks basically trying to create what they believe to be the preconditions for for this,
Yeah.
return of the Messiah or appearance of the Messiah. So Jews, of course, don't believe that the Messiah was existed before, but they believe that he is to come.
Okay, now a lot of this like rapture talk is coming from like through, I guess you would call it, Christian nationalists. Like
yeah, a lot of that talk comes through Christian nationalists, and say what you want to say about Tucker Carlson, and frankly about Candace Owens. I have my issues with both of them, but they don't, they've been pretty quick to call out a lot of this irrational stuff. And actually, Candace went Catholic. She got married, and I guess her husband was Catholic, so she decided to go Catholic. And of course, Catholics are not dispensationalists. So
okay.
I think that's interesting.
Okay. Oh, we got Easy up here. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I'm gonna drop back down, but interesting discussion, man.
I appreciate you, Dr. Thunder. Go ahead, Easy.
Oh no, I was gonna ask him. Like he said, he Orthodox. Like, is that like Catholic, or is that like the Russian Orthodox Church type stuff?
Well, Russian Orthodox Church is an Orthodox church. So if you trace the history, so 1054, that's the Great Schism, and that was when the Roman Catholic Church, basically they attempted to the Pope of Rome, the Bishop of Rome. So there were 5 patriarchates, okay, and the Roman Patriarchate was the largest jurisdiction, and so the term "first among equals" was used as a term of respect, but not as a term to say that you have more power than anyone else. Everything in the church was always decided, codified, rooted out in ecumenical councils. And the Orthodox Church is known as the Church of the 7 councils. So up through the 7th council, no problem. But then the Roman Catholic Church started doing some squirrely stuff, and making adjustments, and then started to change the way that they viewed the Bishop of Rome, the Pope, as basically being able to move unilaterally. And so the Pope of Rome attempted to excommunicate the 4 bishops, but the other patriarchates. But it's not something that has ever occurred. It's not something that was justifiable. It was out of pocket, everything else. And so the 4 bishops excommunicated the Pope of Rome. And all of the crusades and all that stuff happened post 1054, and it's all Roman Catholic. The Orthodox Church didn't have anything to do with any of that. And it's also interesting that a lot of the issues that Martin Luther even cited with the Catholic Church, Those were never issues in the Orthodox Church. So it's interesting. There's a number of folks that are actually waking up to, like, they never knew about the Orthodox Church, but they've discovered this. It provides an option that has continuity and history, stretches all the way back. Like when I go to church, the priest, through an unbroken apostolic succession,
Dr. Thunder,
was baptized. I'm
Dr.
sorry.
Thunder, Dr. Thunder.
Go ahead.
We good, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. we good, bro.
No, I'm just.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you turned it on. Hey, you turned it on, Dr. Thunder. I let you rock, bro.
Hey. I mean, he was asking a question about the Orthodox Church, so I was just trying to answer the question. But anyhow, it's pretty interesting history.
Yeah, I already knew about the Orthodox Church. I just wanted to make sure, like, because like it's a lot of different like sects and like individual breakdowns of people's backgrounds of what they believe and stuff. So I just wanted to make sure because I'm familiar with the Orthodox Church. I ain't know like exactly because how you was mentioning like the Catholics and stuff too. I was gonna ask too, like, so like under the Orthodox Church, are y'all like preterists, or do y'all look at like the prophecies and stuff in some other format?
I'm not sure what you mean. Say what do you mean? Explain this term you're using. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So like preterists believe that like how you had mentioned about Paul, where he was saying that the second coming was going to come in his lifetime. And so preterists believe that did actually happen, like in 70 AD and stuff like that. That was like the fulfillment of the bulk of the prophecies in Revelation.
No, we're not preterists.
Okay, so y'all still believe in a second coming.
Yeah, we believe there'll be a second coming, but there's no you're not going to know when it happens. This rapture, like people are flying in a plane, and the pilot gets raptured, and then everybody else, flies to their death, because they're not chosen.
Yeah.
But none of that stuff. All of that stuff is just, it's good for Hollywood, but it's just heresy.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know exactly, so I always try to ask people before I make any type of like statements or something like that. So I'm glad you clarified that for me.
All right.
Yeah. So the Catholics, for instance, like a priest or a bishop, you're celibate priests and bishops. There's no married priests. Orthodox does have celibate priests, but also has married priests. It just has to do with the order. So if you get married first, then you could be ordained as a deacon or as a priest or a bishop. But if you were ordained first and you get married after that, then that nullifies your ordination. And it's actually very practical, because if you marry the wrong person, then that could totally, create all kinds of issues. Yeah.
Now, easy. I know you one of the ones who said, and all of this stuff lined up to these prophecies, they're gonna make them happen.
Yeah.
Now look, because I remember, like I said, when Trump moved the capital of Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, that didn't make no sense to me. Like, because what we got to do with that?
What you mean, like as far as like the U.S., like why do we?
Right.
Well, it go back into like how we would talk before about it. Like in my point of view of all this, they looking at it as the miraculous stuff. It's almost like they putting themselves into the story, if that makes sense. Like When you go and you read about Abraham, or you read about Paul, or you read about any of these figures in the Bible, that's believed to be like literal stuff that was happening through people. And so them doing actions, that it's like they writing the next pages of the Bible or whatever, or like completing the story in
Right.
real time. So that's why like they gotta move and do stuff a certain way, because it's never been, to what I can understand or what I've seen the evidence, it's never been God himself is coming down talking to people and like showing some type of like miracle. What I'm saying? This is the capital of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It won't no voice came from heaven and said it. Like, I think the way that they see it is it's like the gang with Trump and all of them, is they see that, yeah, this is something that we have to take initiative in doing to basically hasten the coming of all of this to happen, or that it can't happen unless they act.
Right. And see, the thing about it too is that the Christian national is here, right? So you got Ted Cruz. I played the clips of Huckabee. He was like, the reason why I got into government was to like do the bidding of Israel. Like, he straight up said that. And so this where I'm seeing it, where it's like the prophecies are being forced. You know what I'm saying? Like, the prophecies are being forced.
Yeah, but see, like I said, I think that the way that they perceive it is they've always felt like it's been God working through men and vessels and stuff. Like they look at it as their literal actions are being directed by God, or that's at least how they make it be perceived as, and that's how most people that believe in stuff. That's why I was asking Dr. Thunder about if he was a preterist or not, because I mean, if you still believe in the second coming, like that still has, like, to my understanding, time restraints on it. So I don't know if like it's supposed to be like this unending cycle of, are we gonna go another 2,000 years before the second coming? Like, are we gonna go another 200 years, another 500 years? And I get the concept of no man know the day or the hour, but like, I mean, the way I understand the way the doctrine is broken down is that it ain't like no unlimited time. That's it. Is it going to be another million years before the, like?
But
That's
but this is the thing though. As stuff like that happens, people going to believe in it more. Like, that's what I said. Like, when the capital got moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, like, I bet it was a lot of people that was like, oh wow, this might be happening.
Yeah. And I mean, my perspective, I think once you already don't have at least 1,000, 1,500 years under your belt to like prepare the way for this stuff, I think that, over time it just, because I think really before the formation of the state of Israel back in 1948 or whatever, 1940, whatever they was created, like I think for a large part, like a lot of the prophecy talk and stuff was not really even on the forefront. It was more so focused on like people living their lives and stuff. But after that, that's when it became like the prophecies being fulfilled or acts of God starting to happen again became like mainstream, like before then you had like random stuff where they're saying, oh, well, the Pope did this, or they healed this person, or they had like the stuff where they exorcising devils and demons and stuff like that, which is not like general Bible prophecy. It's just like acts of spiritual power and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that with the formation of Israel, that's where a lot of that first started. Whereas, like I said, you got people, like you said, they looking at these basically ever since then, any major events, they're looking at it. Because even with like the, what was it, the 7-Day War or whatever, where
Yeah.
they saying that that was an act of God, that they shouldn't have been able to win that battle. But there literally was no actual like supernatural aspect to that. It was just that they had X amount of weapons and the battle played out the way it played out. And so that's what I mean about that. Like that's actually a perfect example of what I'm saying about these people are believing that, you know what I'm saying, it's their literal acts that's like fulfilling the prophecy and stuff, and that like they're becoming a part of the story.
Yeah, it's all manufactured.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you get the red heifers and stuff like that, like it's definitely meant to like draw people into the story, like you said, to make it seem like, man, this is happening, like it's going on. Because the Christian nationalists, they big on this rapture shit. I didn't even know it was like that.
Yeah, like I think again, it's actually another movie outside of like the Left Behind stuff that started really popularizing like the end times and the rapture and stuff like that. Because like I said, prior to the early 1900s, again, the general world, they would have people come through and say like, oh well, the end is coming at this time, or I did this calculation. But it because of the lack of like communication and stuff, like none of that stuff really was super popularized. But with the advent of technology and stuff, now, you know what I'm saying, it's probably been the same amount of earthquakes and stuff happening in the world, but just because we all can now get news as soon as it happens somewhere, that people look at that and say, oh man, there's more earthquakes. This is lining up what the Bible said. There's going to be earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, it is so much information, so much stuff happening all the time that it would be easy to just be like, oh, this is part of it, this part of it. And the Bible can be interpreted so many different ways. People just be like, yo, this is what this means. Like, it's like,
yeah. And like I said,
So I know that people interpret the book all kinds of different ways, but there's actually only one way to interpret it.
well, I know you interpret the Bible literally.
No, I don't interpret it literally. I'm not a literalist.
Okay,
actually, Orthodox. The Orthodox Christians are not literalists. There's actually more. Yeah, there's actually more sort of Protestant groups. A lot of these sort of Bible, quote unquote, Bible believing, they tend to be more literalists. And you have folks that believe in this idea of sola scriptura, scripture alone.
Yeah.
And then they'll get heavy into, what certain words meant in the original language, and then extrapolating different things, and then they'll get into numbers and how the numbers of the Hebrew characters and all this kind of stuff.
You finna get easy activated now because that's his that's his lane right there.
But check it out. I'm not.
No, I had somebody on my panel. I can't remember who it was. I thought it was you. My bad. They said they was like they believe in the Bible literally. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not a literalist. But I think it takes a historical continuity, and it takes understanding what the early church, the ante-Nicene fathers in particular, how did they interpret it? And that's a question I don't see Protestants usually ask.
Real quick, because I want to bring this to: is this a big factor in why, like, we have to ride with Israel so tough? Is that we got so many of these evangelical, Christian nationalists in our government that pretty much be like, man, we got to be strong along with whatever Israel do, no matter what. And it fit the narrative. It fits the narrative of like the people all the way at the top.
Yeah, I don't know if Dr. Thunder want to answer. I was gonna say, I mean, like I said, because there's so many different I know he's Dr. Thunder saying that it's only one interpretation, but I mean that's coming from his belief. Like it's literally thousands of different denominations and different
Yeah,
sects.
but the book condemns those denominations. The book says that there should be no divisions among us. And Apostle Paul tells Timothy that there's a prohibition on a private interpretation. So basically, what's happened, the reason that you have all these different interpretations is that because the Bible is being used in an unsanctioned fashion by individuals that have no historical connection to the church. The Bible existed, the New Testament existed for the sake of teaching the people, the church teaching the people. The Bible comes out of the church. The church did not come out of the Bible. The Bible came out of the church. Most Protestants have that thing backwards. Then you have to ask a question, though, if it is the case that the Bible came out of the church, what church? And it's clear historically, it's clear what church, but there's just not very much. Even asking questions about how those folks, how the people sitting around the table deciding which books would make it into the New Testament canon and which books would not make it. Why are we not curious, at least, as to what they think the book means? So that just seems to me to be a simple fix for most of the differences of opinion on what Scripture actually means.
Well, I mean, I would say that, to the best of my understanding, like even it becomes so like such like a, how can I put it, such a convoluted topic, because like even your interpretation of there should be no division or that it should be no private like even outside of the original text it was written in, or different variations of whatever selection of scrolls that they might have collected, because some of the stuff is pieced together from different, scrolls, not all the same scroll and stuff. But what I'm getting at is that, like, once you even just deal with the English language, like it can be interpreted a lot of ways. Like just how anybody it even go into like when you deal with like lyrics or songwriting and stuff like that, double entendre, triple entendres, things like that. Like just the English language itself is so.
Well, we going down the correct like language and shit, but I want to get back to church and state with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with everything that's happening, especially with this administration.
Well, I would
ahead.
say, going back to church and state, I mean, he kind of touched on it a little bit. I would say that there's never been like a separation of church and state. I mean, literally the whole Torah is a culmination of a church, like a church state type religion that's going on. It's not, there is no separation in between the two. Even when you go into the Torah, like these are the laws that you live by. This is the rituals that you practice, that you tell your kids and stuff like that. So
let's go back to what I'm saying though. What you got Ted Cruz saying, those who look out for Israel will be blessed, and those who don't will not. And then applying that to politics, pretty much.
Yeah,
all this it's goofy. The stuff is super goofy. Are you guys hip to the Byzantine Empire?
For me, I know. I mean, I know some of.
Okay, so Byzantium, it was Orthodox. It was an Orthodox theocracy for 1,000 years. Existed for 1,000 years. So check into that. That's sort of an interesting sort of take on that whole church and state business. But in the United States, the church and state thing has been totally blew up. What folks will try to do, I'm an academic, And what academics will try to do is they'll try to say, well, you know, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to be to have your faith inform the way that you view certain things, or the way that the laws are framed, and X, Y, and Z. And that's actually more or less opposite of what the framers actually were talking about. They actually didn't see it as a possibility that people would be able to separate their religious affiliation from the laws that they would propose, and the laws that they would vote yes or no on. And they didn't think that that was a problem. The problem is when the state dictates what your faith is going to be. That's what the problem is. It's and because remember the Pilgrims, and then they were running from places where the state was trying to dictate to them how they were to believe. And so they didn't want that. But certainly having individuals, of the way that they vote, the kinds of laws that they propose, their value system and stuff, being informed by their faith, laws put in place. I mean, basically the laws, the American laws in the West are basically the 10 Commandments. It's basically the 10 Commandments. I mean, it gets more granular than that, but it's basically the 10 Commandments. So, anyway.
But I think that it's so symbiotic though that to an extent it has to keep bleeding over into each side. Like perfect example is that when you get into manifest destiny, when you get into the decrees of the popes, when you get into the Protestant movements, when you get into the different branches, all of this stuff comes from where, again, it deals with interpretations and stuff. And I think that it just comes with the territory. Like going back to Ted Cruz, I think that he has every right to believe it in the way that he see fit. Like, I think that I think we can't really separate out the moral.
I don't think he got the right to impose his spiritual beliefs through policies and shit. I disagree with that.
Well, see, I think we have to then go back, look to, okay, we're going to base it off of, because the founding fathers, like, they mentioning God and stuff in the original documents that we're supposed to live by and stuff. So, and then when they initiated those documents, it was totally okay to have chattel slavery.
So, okay, so all right. So the earlier documents didn't speak on God. I don't think we got those until later, when they start putting God into the founding documents. The earlier ones didn't have it.
Like, which ones are you talking about?
All right, folks, I'm gonna have to drop down, but it's been a great conversation. I'm really enjoying this. I'll be listening.
Okay.
Peace.
Yeah. Freezone said, back to the question, how far is too right? How far is too right? You too far right whenever you trying to force fucking prophecies to happen through your Israel policies and shit. Your fucking Christian nationalist rapture shit you want to happen, you know what I'm saying, with Israel. Yeah, you went too far right.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with the trying to force people into stuff, but again, I think it's so symbiotic with the church and state side of it that I mean, it's hard for me to really understand it without it being symbiotic. One could argue that they're framing their moral framework for creating any of the documents that we live in by outside of some type of religious belief, whether it was clearly stated or just what they was living by at the time, like what they felt, or it just,
I agree. The founding fathers was definitely Freemasons for sure. 100% Freemasons. And then I know you be on that bloodline shit easy heavy, bro. I know you be on that bloodline shit.
Well, see, I think that it's actually good that they was Freemasons and stuff to a certain extent, because I don't think that this experiment would have lasted so long in the way that it did if it wasn't. Because I do think that to a certain level they was tapping into, you know how I come about it. They was tapping into certain concepts and ideas that are more universal than specific dogmas and stuff like that, and that's why it's been able to be, I would say, definitely our amendment process and like constitutional process has been much more workable or malleable than like, you know, written religious texts. So I think it's actually a good thing. So that's why I said I think that Ted Cruz, he do have a right to do what he do, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be, you know, technically up to us, the citizens, to like boot him up out of there once he started talking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't be getting no votes or no support from nobody if everybody's like operating in what they originally designed it as, because it's not technically like, you know, democracy is a republic, but in the way that, like I said, the fact that they were Freemasons and stuff, it's stuff that they baked into it to where.
So this is what I'm saying, though, right? So you have somebody that, okay, these evangelical Christian nationalists go to Israel, then they take their crosses off to do the like the rituals and whatnot at the wall, the Wailing Wall and whatnot. Like, how serious should we take they like religious beliefs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it could just be a level of, they feel like because technically the Jews and their religion and their culture predates, and the Christian culture
Nah.
they just
Nah, you can't give them that one, bro. Nah.
Hey, I was just trying to make it make sense for them, bro. Because
That shit don't make no sense, bro. Sorry, dog. Like, it don't make no sense, bro.
hey, it's freedom of religion, man. If they want to if they want to put their Christianity
Real quick, if they want to be at Charlie Kirk funeral one day and then be at the Wailing Wall the next day doing something different,
that's freedom of religion, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
if they feel the need to put their Christianity in their pocket when they take that cross off and put on the hat and copulate with the wall and junk, like, hey.
Nah, I ain't fucking with it. We got Pastor here. Uh-oh.
What's up, man? Hey, yo, you know, I know we were talking about Charlie Kirk and shit, right? So, and then you know how they try to time the MLK, right? So MLK was working on something that I think they're about to actually do with Charlie Kirk's name. MLK, when he was working on Christian communism when he was attending Stanford University. At the time, the country was not hearing it. However, I think they're gonna. We seen the Christian grift coming. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they're gonna try to make it a militant. I didn't know they're gonna push it this far, like as like a militant. They were referring to his funeral as revival and immortal, and making him immortal, and Charlie Kirk Boulevards, and I'm like, this is stepping into a whole new level of so-called faith or state faith. And now they got this, you know, I know you talking about.
I just think it's just idol worship. Like, we seen this with Kobe Bryant. We see this with all the big time celebrities when they pass, bro. Like, it's just idol worship.
But I don't think that they're doing anything new. Like, we can't.
It ain't a new place,
like,
just, you know.
We got generals and stuff from the Civil War and like stuff that started happening in the past where like people give them the utmost honor and junk. So I don't really think it's no different. I just think it's just the guy that they chose for our day and time. Like he was
I,
that guy.
I think the range is different. We talk about like the different generals and people that they name like military bases after. It was very limited what they could do with their.
Pastor, what
Yeah,
uh how many prophecies have been forced to come true so far? Because I know, like I said, I know that the movement from the capital from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem was one of these
that was
prophecies.
one.
The
The red heifers.
Yeah, the red heifers was another one.
Um,
I think the next one that they brewing is supposed to be the Gog and Magog stuff.
what they got the there's I guess like I hate to say this, but I guess you can look at the martyr Charlie Kirk. I'm pretty sure
Nah,
that is. I'm
hey,
pretty sure
I
that's
don't-
in there.
nah, hell no.
They're trying to push it.
Nah.
No
Nah, I ain't giving y'all that one. Nope. I'm talking about like a
biblical
prophecy.
prophecy.
Yeah, out of the because I know it's supposed they supposed to build they supposed to
The
build
third temple.
the third temple, but that's after
Mhm.
that's after they sacrificed the red heifer, right? Right?
Yeah, they already did. They already did the red heifers. So now they can now that sacrifice of that blood has been shed on that soil for them to now build a third temple, which will be destroyed. I don't know. It's I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
man.
Once they build a temple, it's supposed to be destroyed, and then the Messiah is supposed to return or some shit, right?
Hmm. But they trying to say people can get raptured tomorrow and like
Well,
I'm like, yo, I'm not be like, what's up with this rapture thing? Like I heard that surprised me.
I didn't even take that shit serious till I was like, oh man, this what them niggas be talking about on my panels. Hey, that's why I was like, man, fuck, I gotta talk about that shit because these niggas been trying to talk about these fucking the rapture shit that they try to get everybody to see. Because even back in the day, I remember, man, when I was on my conspiracy theory shit for real. You know, the whole concept of behold a pale horse and creating this fake visual to like get people to believe in, and with the technology, with drone technology and shit, man, like any of that shit possible. And these people crazy enough to believe anything. And that's why when I be covering a lot of this stuff, it's like, it don't matter if these people lying or not. And that's how I know like these people might be primed for some real fuckery because they just believe anything.
I think so. When they had the Charlie Kirk AI sermons,
Yeah, that was creepy, man.
and
I don't be creeped out that easy, but yeah, the AI Charlie Kirk like voice talking and shit,
like I'm
yeah,
in heaven, don't worry about me. Like it's so weird. It's like when you think about it, it's like they want people, and a lot of people did believe this, right? Like Charlie Kirk is connecting. Like he created this, like he opened this realm from heaven to earth to speak down to you, and like people are crying and like shouting and waving their hands. I don't know, man.
yeah. Hey,
I think he can do. I think they can pull it off.
Hey, Geopo, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was some type of blasphemy. Like you got this man's AI voice speaking like you know what I'm saying? Like that is like I don't know. Like again, I'm not a part of the faith, so I don't know if that is blasphemy or not, but
It is, but the churches. See, I knew. Well, Hope said that the churches are nothing but a state propaganda tool. It's like you almost kind of like got to lean into that thought because the churches are actually doing it. Ain't nobody forcing these church. Well, I mean, they probably give them some money. Ain't nobody forcing these churches to do it, dog.
But how many times? How many times the church gonna get a pass to being behind fuckery? Because every period of history, the church been behind.
How does the church not get a pass though?
Oh, 501c, 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 you gonna do what the fucking government tell you. You know the deal, 501c.
But the church is with the government. The church is. I mean, that's another relationship that the government does not have to force. Because a lot of people, like, check this, right? I grew up AME Zion, right? Those black churches could have left the government alone. But they say, you know what? Nope, we're going to go do some political stuff. So the church does sometimes go do some government stuff. So it's hard to separate the two.
Well, it won't just political. It was some bread why they went with it.
Do not turn to mediums. See, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like you can't have like a fake voice speaking to people.
People don't think that voice is fake. That's the problem. They don't think it's fake.
But see, I think it already been prime, man. Like I said, when Trump got shot, bro, like people literally was saying that was an act of God that saved his life. So I don't even see how this is just par for the course at this point.
And then Trump had this golden statue that he wanted to put up. He said, "Put it up above that angel over there." So he put his golden statue above an angel. Like Trump been wilding lately, dog.
I fuck with that.
No, you can't fuck. Man, you can't like put
What?
man above angel, man. Because if man is above angel, that's kind of much saying I'm a god.
Every angel ain't good though, right?
Not every angel. Well, a third fell.
Huh.
A third fell, but they're not angels no more. Well, I don't know, man. Anyway, this nigga put himself above angels like he's a god. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
So
you talking about somebody who made the people paint his picture again when they painted an ugly picture. Yo, that Trump don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he had people wearing that little patch on their ear and jump. Like
he was giving Erica Kirk a hug after she was a good girl and did what Grandpa Trump told her to do. I'm like, yo, this shit just sick, dog. Throwing up the devil horns while he hugging her. I'm like, this it's just sick, man.
She was repping the H town.
Sure. Yep. Shout out to Houston, Texas, man. But
yeah, they said that was the that was sign language for love.
H town love, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we is not listening to 1980s classic rock, yo. I remember they should do that shit back in the 1990s classic rock days, man. Nah, dog. Nah.
But closing thoughts is, if they are pushing all of these different scenarios, trying to do self-fulfilled prophecies and shit, man, we fucked up out here, bro, because to me, it makes sense why Israel able to hit Qatar, hit our allies, just fuck our shit up, and then Trump just be like, just to let everybody know, we didn't have nothing to do with that. It's like everything except cut ties with Israel for doing this shit, because now, like I said, Saudi Arabia teaming up with Pakistan, that fucks with the petrodollar. You see what I'm saying? So now, like, why the fuck what's next?
Yeah. Again, I think it go right hand in hand with the fulfilling the self, like them being the hands that make the prophecy work. Because again, going back to Israel, a lot of those rabbis believe that the whole world is supposed to come against them. And
They supposed to burn and all that, yo.
And that's what's gonna bring the Messiah. So they low key, they kind of doing it so that they can piss off everybody and push America to the breaking point where it's all right. Well, we got to cut ties, because I think once that happened, like that's when the real show began. Because once it's like manifested, they quote unquote got their back against the wall, that's when God is supposed to show up for them.
Well, right now, China
Yeah.
beefing with Israel because they said that Israel had went to China and either kidnapped or beat up some Hamas. Because there's some Muslim people that live on the outskirts of they live out in China, and China don't really rock with them, but like you can't come over here and beat our people up either. So Israel and China beefing because Israel went and did something to some Chinese citizens. Y'all can look it up, but they did something. They either killed some Muslims that they thought was with Hamas, or kidnapped them. They did something to some Chinese citizens, and then China supposedly sent a rocket over there or something they did to him. So China, but anyway, things have turned up between China and Israel right now over some Hamas in China supposedly. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, they were saying like I said, you could check like some of those rabbis and stuff in Israel and stuff. They basically the way it's supposed to run down is everybody's supposed to be fighting each other and stuff like that, and then for whatever reason, everybody gonna stop fighting each other and just start trying to fight Israel, and then that's when the big sky show supposed to start happening. So who knows? Like, I don't foresee the U.S. doing, backing out of this anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
It might even have to be after Trump out of there before the U.S. do
That's
anything,
up.
because I think he's so in lockstep with them that they don't got away with so much scandalous stuff under his watch that, like you said, it's like they just, well, if you're gonna let us do this, then we're gonna do that. We'll hit Saudi Arabia. We'll hit anybody that's got quote unquote Hamas terrorists and stuff within their borders. So
Because they told us through their Israeli intelligence that America needs to be on high alert for sleeper cell activity in America. They said we need to watch our hospitals especially. So that's something that they have floating out there. So I don't know how they're able to tell us that we're going to eventually have a terrorist attack. But,
Fear mongering. Fear mongering.
exactly. No, but
Nigga on the panel, fear mongering. Here we go with that fear mongering
no,
shit.
no. I'm just saying that's something that they put out there. It's not fear mongering if it's something that's been put out there. Now, if y'all afraid, you're afraid. I'm just saying niggas should prepare
Fear mongering.
rather than be afraid. Rather than be prepared, rather than be afraid.
Fear monger.
Nah,
wait, but
that's you afraid. You got the fear. I'm not saying be afraid.
how can they predict when we gonna have some terror cells activated?
That's
They
what
couldn't
what I'm
predict
saying.
7.
That's what I'm saying. So it makes me think that they're gonna do something here,
Who?
like a 9/11 style.
Who?
Them people, Israel.
All
They
right,
gonna
that's
put.
in the live stream. All right.
All right.
All right, man. Fucking up my Gideon score, man. On this fucking hey, you fucking up
They not gonna let you in, dog.
hey,
They not.
you
They
fucking up the
not.
Gideon score, man.
They
Chill.
not gonna let you in, Ty City. They
Hey,
not, dog.
hey, man, I ain't trying to get in. I'm just trying to stay on the board, man. let me
You
make
know
it.
what?
Let me make it, man. Hey, dog, I'm fucking killing my Gideon score, man.
Wait, Pastor, did you say that y'all gotta be for Zion anyways? Like,
What most AME Zion are Zionists, and they do believe in they believe in Israel, but they really believe in Jerusalem. It's kind of sad that believe in always believe. I don't blame Jerusalem. I blame the people. You know what I mean? I don't blame the land.
well, look, let me ask you this before we close out, because I was trying to get this out of Dr. Thunder. So let's say whether it is or isn't them trying to force the prophecies to come to pass, like how much longer, according to your belief, is like all this going to keep going, like before the second coming or whatever? Like, is
Man,
it
I ain't fear mongering,
years?
but I think we got like 5 years, yo.
Oh man, see, this the bullshit, man. Fear mongering. Fear mongering. 5 years. So Jesus coming back in 5 years.
Man, the way we go.
All right, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, listen, man. Hey, easy, man. I appreciate you coming up, man. Hey, this a wrap, man. Listen, dog, we had a good live stream. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody relax, dog, nigga. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. We had a blast. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit started to go off the rails, man. Shout out to Pastor. Y'all subscribe to Pastor. For me, man, I'm finna get the hell out of here, dog. For everybody else, man, I'll catch y'all boys later, man. Peace. Holy moly.